Today, I'd like to talk about the 3 key benefits of being bilingual, trilingual, or just multilingual in general. If you're already raising your child to speak more than one language, hopefully this will give you an extra dose of motivation. And if you're still undecided, I hope this will convince you of the benefits of bilingualism so you can be on your way to giving your child the amazing gift of speaking more than one language. Let's get started. Benefit number 1. Giving your child's brain a boost. In this day and age, there always seems to be a new product that promises to elevate your child to the status of baby Einstein. I once read about a mum who trained her newborn baby, as in literally 1 day old baby, with phonics flashcards in the hope of giving the baby a head start in the race of modern life. Now, I'm not saying that being bilingual will make your child a genius or even more intelligent. It's actually really important to remember that around the world, more than half of the world's population, between 60 and 70%, according to studies cited by the BBC, speak more than one language. So clearly, 60-75% of the global population can't all be geniuses. Nevertheless, there's solid scientific evidence which shows that knowing more than one language is beneficial for cognitive and executive functions of the brain. As bilinguals and multilinguals have to constantly juggle 2 or more systems in their heads. According to cognitive neuropsychologist Jubin Abutalebi, it is possible to distinguish bilingual people from monolinguals simply by looking at scans of their brains, as bilinguals have significantly more grey matter than monolinguals in their anterior cingulate cortex because they are using it so much more often. I don't know about you, but I find this pretty astounding that being bilingual or multilingual actually alters your brain structure in an empirically measurable way. In recent years, the effect of bilingualism on dementia and Alzheimer's disease has also come to the forefront of public consciousness. While being bilingual doesn't prevent people from getting dementia, it is known to delay its effect by an average of 5 years. Imagine this, if a medicine could delay the onset of dementia by 5 years, how much do you think people would be willing to pay for it? And you could give your child this gift for free. When you look at it this way, isn't it crazy not to raise your child with more than one language if you can do so? So that's benefit number 1. Giving your child's brain a boost in a scientifically proven way that doesn't cost any money. Benefit number 2, to communicate with family members and to connect to a child's heritage. For many parents, this may be the number 1 reason for wanting to raise their kids to be bilingual. While you and your partner probably speak English very well, you might have relatives back home who don't speak English. Wouldn't it be a shame that your kids can't talk to their grandparents or cousins? My mum told me about a Chinese friend of hers who's lived in the UK for more than 20 years but speaks very little English. Somehow she never taught her daughter to speak Chinese either. She just muddled along using very basic English for 2 decades. But a few years ago, my mum's friend got really ill and needed her daughter's help with hospital visits and other tasks. She had to actually use a dictionary to communicate with her own daughter. This is when the realization hit her that she really should have passed on her language to her child. And besides the practical benefit of being able to communicate with family members, being bilingual can help a child feel more connected to their heritage and cultural identity too. In my book, I discuss the example of Howie D from the boy band Backstreet Boys. Howie D is of mixed Hispanic and American heritage, and he feels very strongly that not being able to speak Spanish when he was little made him feel a bit unsure about his identity. As an adult, he learned to speak Spanish, which not only helped with his career, but also helped him connect to this heritage. In his own words, he said, "I've been able to embrace it now and feel more secure with my culture." So in short, for children of mixed backgrounds or migrant backgrounds, being fluent in their heritage language is extremely beneficial both on a practical and on a psychological level. By the way, if you find this video helpful so far, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button, as this will really help other parents find my channel. Thank you! Benefit number 3, giving your child's future career prospects a boost. Now, there is no doubt that the world we live in today is getting more and more competitive by the day. As the world becomes more globalized, people, especially in the knowledge-based work market, increasingly find themselves competing against not just local people in their area or even their country, but against people from around the world. Here in the UK, you can really feel this shift. A lot of IT sector jobs, for example, attract talent from places like India and Latvia. As parents, this can add to the feeling of stress of having to keep up with everyone else. But guess what? Raising your child with more than one language is a proven way to give them a competitive edge in the future world. Numerous recent surveys show that being multilingual can improve one's earning potential by anything from 3% to as much as 15%. Bilingual and multilingual candidates are also more likely to be hired in the first place. In the US, between 2016 and 19, the demand for bilingual talent increased by 14%. In 2020, 75% of employers in the UK said that they valued foreign language skills, particularly the ability to be bilingual. These figures clearly suggest that employers are increasingly aware of the value of bilingual employees and are actively seeking them out. This trend is set to continue, meaning that being bilingual will be an increasingly important asset for job seekers. At this point, some of you might ask, what about Google Translate? What about artificial intelligence? Isn't all the technology going to make language skills somewhat redundant in the not-so-distant future? But in reality, we are probably still a long way off from that. For 99.99% of our existence as a species, we have evolved to interact face-to-face using natural language. Such deeply hardwired instincts and preferences won't be so easily displaced by technology. The ability to converse naturally in another language will continue to be an extremely valuable skill for a long time to come. So many parents would make huge sacrifices to give their children an expensive education in the hope that it will give them a head start in life. And raising your child to speak more than one language is actually a proven way to give them this competitive edge for free. Hopefully, this video has convinced you of the benefits of raising your child to become fluent in more than one language. If you want a step-by-step guide on how to raise bilingual, trilingual or multilingual children so you can reap these amazing benefits, check out my book, Bilingual and Trilingual Parenting 101. It's jam-packed with practical tips and advice that you can incorporate into your everyday life from day one. Before we go, please hit the like button and also consider subscribing to this channel so you won't miss any future content. Thank you for watching this video and see you next time.